Welcome to Revenge Return, where love is never simple, revenge is never accidental, and every story unfolds with secrets, betrayal, and emotional twists you won't see coming. This is where the story begins. The email arrived at 6:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. Subject: Urgent Ownership Dispute Coastal Parcel 847-3392-01. From Jennifer Walsh, Senior Counsel, Meridian Development Group. Ms. Holloway, our title insurance company has flagged a critical discrepancy regarding the beachfront property at 1840 Ocean View Drive. County records show continuous ownership in your name since 2005. The deed transfer we received from Robert and Linda Holloway lists them as owners and grantors. We've halted construction. We need to speak with you immediately. I stared at my phone. Ocean View Drive. The lot I'd purchased 20 years ago when I was 26. The 1-acre beachfront parcel I'd bought with my signing bonus from my first engineering job. The one my parents had always called ours. I called the number in the email signature. Jennifer Walsh answered on the first ring. Ms. Holloway, thank you for calling back so quickly. We have a significant problem. Your parents sold us your property for $5 million. We've already broken ground on a luxury resort development. But you're the legal owner. You've been the legal owner for 2 decades. My hands went cold. They sold it. When? Closing was supposed to be last Friday. We paid your parents a deposit of $500,000 3 months ago. The deed transfer was filed with the county 2 weeks ago. We started site preparation last Monday. Foundation excavation began yesterday. I never signed anything. We know. That's why I'm calling. Can you come to our offices today? The Meridian Development Group occupied the top 3 floors of a glass tower downtown. Jennifer Walsh met me in a conference room that overlooked the ocean. The same ocean that bordered my property. The property I could see from here if I looked south. Where bulldozers were currently moving earth. Jennifer was 40-something, silver hair cut sharp, carrying a leather portfolio that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. She laid out documents like a dealer spreading cards. This is the deed your parents filed. He pointed to a signature. My name. Sarah Holloway. Except the handwriting was nothing like mine. The S curved wrong. The H had no crossbar. This is your original purchase deed from 2005. My real signature. Young, careful, slightly shaky with excitement. 26-year-old me buying her first major asset. Not even close, I said quietly. Jennifer nodded. Our title insurance company, Premier Title and Trust, runs verification on all properties over $2 million. It's standard protocol. They found your continuous ownership. Tax payments in your name. No gaps. No transfers. No joint ownership ever recorded. She pulled out another document. Your parents provided a quitclaim deed dated 2008. They claimed you'd transferred the property to them as a family asset that year. But there's no record of it in county files. The document number they provided doesn't exist. Because I never transferred it. I bought that lot myself. With my money. I've paid property taxes for 20 years. $40,000 annually, Jennifer confirmed. We pulled the records. Every payment from your account. Your name. Your bank. Your signature on file with the county assessor. She leaned back and I saw something in her expression. Not just lawyer mode. Something personal. Ms. Holloway, I need to be direct. Your parents committed fraud. Against you. Against us. Against the county recording system. This isn't a civil property dispute. This is forgery, fraud, and theft. The district attorney will get involved. The FBI might get involved because the dollar amounts trigger federal wire fraud thresholds. What about your company? I asked. You broke ground. You have equipment on my land right now. Her jaw tightened. We have a $500,000 deposit we can't recover from your parents because they've already spent it. We have 2 weeks of construction we'll have to undo. We have a title insurance policy that will cover our losses, but our premiums will increase. And we have a development timeline that's now destroyed. You're going to sue them. We're going to destroy them, Jennifer said, and her voice carried 20 years of corporate law experience. But first we need to understand what you want. Because you're the actual owner. This is your property. We have no legal right to be on it. I looked out at the ocean. At the cranes visible in the distance. At the land I'd bought when I was young and hopeful and stupid enough to think my family would be happy for me. The ghost ledger. What was taken without invoice? Entry 1. The purchase itself. 2005. I told them I'd bought beachfront property. Dad said, "We bought beachfront property, you mean?" I said, "No, I bought it." He said, "Family asset, Sarah. Don't be selfish." Cost: the right to own something alone. Never recovered. Entry 2. 20 years of property tax bills. $40,000 per year. $800,000 total. Every year Mom asked why I was hoarding family land instead of developing it. Cost: recognition of my financial sacrifice. Account balance: 0. Entry 3. The offers I refused. Developers approached me 6 times over 2 decades. Offers ranging from $2 million to $4 million. Each time my parents pressured me to sell and split it fairly with the family. Cost: autonomy over my own decisions. Permanently deducted. Entry 4. Thanksgiving 2019. Dad announced to 30 relatives that our beachfront property was worth $3 million. I corrected him. He laughed. Sarah bought it, but it's family land. Everyone nodded. Cost: reality itself. Overdrawn. Entry 5. Last Christmas. Mom pulled me aside. "Your father and I are getting older. We should develop that land. Put our names on the deed to simplify things when we're gone." I said no. She called me ungrateful. Cost: the fantasy that love was unconditional. Foreclosed. Entry 6. This moment. Learning they forged documents, sold my land, pocketed $500,000, and planned to collect $4.5 million more on Friday. Cost: the last molecule of trust. Atomized. Total damage: incalculable. Unpayable. Permanent. Jennifer was still watching me. "What do you want to do?" I thought about it. Really thought about it. "I want them prosecuted. Fully. Completely. Every charge possible." She nodded once. "Then let me tell you what happens next." The investigation took 8 weeks. Jennifer called me every Monday with updates, her voice progressively harder. Week 1. We filed a fraud complaint with the district attorney. They're taking it seriously. The dollar amounts guarantee attention. Your parents retained an attorney, Mark Stevenson. Former prosecutor. Expensive. They're scared. Week 2. The county recorder's office found 4 other instances where your parents filed documents claiming interest in properties they don't own. 2 belong to your cousins. 1 belongs to your brother. They've been systematically filing false claims for years. Week 3. Your parents gave a statement to investigators. They claim you verbally promised them the property multiple times. They say you're going back on family agreements. Their attorney is trying to paint this as a misunderstanding. The county's handwriting analyst destroyed that narrative in 45 minutes. Week 4. The DA is charging them with forgery, fraud, grand theft, and filing false documents. That's 8 felony counts total. Your brother and cousins are also pressing charges for the false deeds filed against their properties. This is now a pattern case. Week 5. Your mother called our office. Tried to reach me directly. Said if we worked together, this could all be resolved. Her attorney called her immediately after and told her to never do that again. It's witness tampering. I've documented it. Week 6. They've spent the $500,000. Gone. Cruise around the world. First-class airline tickets for extended family. A new RV. The DA's asset seizure team found $12,000 in their checking account. That's it. Week 7. They're negotiating a plea deal. Their attorney knows they'll lose at trial. The evidence is overwhelming. 3 handwriting experts. County records. Tax payments. 20 years of documentation. Week 8. They're pleading guilty to reduced charges. 4 felony counts each. Restitution to Meridian Development. Restitution to you for legal fees. Prison time, 18 to 36 months. Prosecutors pushing for the high end. The sentencing hearing was on a Friday morning. Superior Court, Judge Andrew Martinez presiding. I sat in the front row. My parents sat at the defense table, both in dark suits that looked new. Judge Martinez was 62, Hispanic, with a reputation for being thorough and unmerciful with white-collar crime. He'd reviewed every document, every tax record, every forged signature. Mr. and Mrs. Holloway, he began, reading, glasses perched on his nose. I've presided over property fraud cases for 23 years. This one is remarkable for its brazenness and its cruelty. He held up the forged deed. You forged your daughter's signature to sell property she'd owned for 2 decades. Property she purchased at 26 with her own earnings. Property she maintained with $40,000 in annual tax payments for 20 years. That's $800,000 she paid while you paid nothing. Mom was crying. Silent tears. Dad stared straight ahead. You sold it for $5 million. You took a $500,000 deposit and spent it in 3 months on luxury travel. When caught, your first instinct was witness tampering, calling the developer's attorney to work things out. Judge Martinez looked at me. Your daughter has provided a victim impact statement. I'm going to read part of it into the record. He adjusted his glasses. My parents didn't just steal my property. They stole the story I told myself about family. For 20 years, every time they called it our land, I corrected them. Every time they pressured me to sell and split profits, I refused. Every time they filed a false deed claim, they practiced for this moment. They were always planning to take it. I was just too naive to see the pattern. Judge Martinez set down the paper. I'm sentencing each of you to 36 months in state prison. Full restitution to Meridian Development Group. $500,000 plus their construction losses of $217,000. Restitution to your daughter for her legal fees. $48,000. And restitution to your son and cousins whose property records you falsified. $75,000 combined. He paused. You will have no contact with your daughter for 10 years following your release. If she wishes to contact you after that period, that's her choice. Until then, she's protected by this court's order. Mom turned around, looked at me, mouthed, I'm sorry. I looked away. 3 years later. The beachfront lot is still mine. Still undeveloped. Still 1 acre of protected coastline that I visit every few months. I've kept it exactly as it was. Native grasses, dune vegetation, shorebirds nesting in spring. Meridian Development settled with me. They got their insurance payout. We parted professionally. Jennifer Walsh sent me a holiday card last year with a note. Property rights matter. Thank you for standing up. My parents were released 8 months ago. Good behavior. Minimum security. They paid nothing in restitution. Filed bankruptcy inside prison. The court judgments are uncollectible. They've sent 3 letters through their attorney asking to talk. I've returned all 3 unopened. Judge Martinez's order holds until 2034. I might reconsider then. I might not. My brother calls sometimes. He forgave them. That's his choice. I don't judge it. But I remember the ghost ledger. The 20 years of our land while I paid every tax bill. The pressure to sell and share profits from property I bought alone. The forged signature on documents that tried to erase my ownership. They transferred my deed to steal $5 million. Instead, they transferred themselves out of my life. The property is mine. The signature is mine. The choice is mine. And I've chosen to keep the land exactly as nature intended. Wild, protected, and completely untouchable. Just like me.